You can just stand maybe right here.
Okay.
Right there. So the first exercise, we're just gonna bend over, walk our hands out. So we just wanna bend over like this. If you can keep your legs straight, that's great. But if not, no worries. Just walk out slowly and hold the plank for a second. You can do this with me if you'd like. So we're just gonna hold the plank and we're bringing our left foot up by our left hand. You should really feel it in here. Inner part of the leg, just kind of hang out in here for about 5 or 10 seconds. And then after this, we're gonna put our left hand on the other side of our left foot and rock back. So when we rock back, we could really feel it in the hamstring right here. You feel that?
I'm just not flexible.
So if you're not that flexible like Rachel, it's okay. Just kind of work this range of motion right here. So go back and forth right here a little bit.
Get ready.
So hold that for about 10 seconds. And then you're gonna go put our left hand back inside and just rotate open. So try to look up to your hand, get your hand as high as you can. And go slow, you can kind of open up and rotate a couple times here. Just really feel it in the outside of your glute. Then, put our hands back down and go back into a plank. Now we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So there you go. So sit in here now. You should really feel it right in there. Let's do that for about 10, 15 seconds. Lost the sound. You can hear it anymore? No. Can you still hear it? Let me know. All right, it looks like the sound isn't working, so I just shut that off.
Come closer.
So I'm gonna move this a little bit closer.
Well, let's go more in the shape.
All right, so again, we're just finishing off. If you didn't stop that, we're going right here to here, and then a few opening up. So you got about 10 to 15 seconds in of all of those. Okay, yeah, I just shut the mic off, so hopefully that's a bit better for you guys. All right, awesome. Now, when you're done with that, we're just walking our hands right back up to where we started. Oh, we got another one joining. All right, let's go. All right, so next movement after that is we're gonna get on all fours right here. And we're just gonna have one hand and we're gonna rotate open. So do 10 of those, trying to get our elbow to touch this arm and then all the way as high as we can get. If you can only get to right here, that's totally fine. Doing about 10 of each there.
My body's like, I've never moved like this before.
That's exactly what I need.
I know,
All right.
too.
After you get 10, we're gonna switch. So right now we're just working on some back mobility. It's gonna be really good for the spine. All right, so that was 10 each side there. Now it's gonna be similar, but what we're gonna do, this is only 5 each side. It's gonna be on all fours again. We're just gonna reach our right hand under our left and come down a little bit like this. So if you can only get to right here, that's fine. But we're gonna do that 5 times, 5 more. And then once we do 5, we'll switch. Let me know your back might crack on this one.
5.
All right, so that was 5. After that, now we're gonna go into some hip stuff. So the first thing for the hips, we're gonna be on all 4s. We're just gonna lift one leg up and rock back into our hips. So we're gonna alternate, we'll end up doing 10 total. Just let me know if you have any questions on these exercises. You can just go ahead and write them in here. Awesome. All right, after that, when you get back into this position, we're just doing 5 each side hydrants. So we want to keep our upper body flat and we're just lifting at the hip. So you might only get to right here. That's okay. You might get all the way up to here. I'm gonna do 5 each side. Try to get it as high as you can without rolling open. After you get 5, switch. All right. So now we're gonna bring one foot up, bring our left foot up, put our right hand up. Now we're really opening it up. So just really slow leans here. Everyone should take about 5 seconds. So we're just gonna be leaning into it, keeping our upper body upright. Should really feel it in the hip flexor. So 5 here, and then switch sides.
Side is less mobile.
Yeah, you'll probably realize one side is going to be a little bit better for you than the other. All right, now, after that, we're going to come and try to get into a squat. You might only be able to get to here, that's okay. So try to get into a squat, and we want to make sure the weight is on our heels. So if you can, try to get down here. Now if this is just hard for you, just hang out here. You should really feel it in your hip flexors and your groin. And then if you want to kind of do more of an advanced version of it, you can put your hand down, make sure your heels stay on the floor, and try to rotate as far as you can go. You want to keep your heels on the ground this entire time. So if you can get this high, that's great. If not, no worries. You can just kind of hang out as low as you can. You know, over time, you will be able to get better at this. But we want to make sure our heels are on the ground. So if we can, as far down as we can get with our heels, if you have to put your elbows on your knees, that's okay. We're just working our range of motion here. So I do about 10 total of those. All right, now we're gonna move to our backs. So we'll get on our backs. We're gonna put our arms out like a T, put our knees up like this, and we're just rotating on one side to the other. So do about 5 each side there, just rotating, keeping our upper body the same and just rotating our lower half. So now, after we do 10 there, do the same thing, single leg. So there, and then keeping that leg open the whole time. So So we're gonna do 5 total, so that means back, forth 1, doing 5 on each side. How you guys doing?
Good.
Good.
This is my favorite lower back stretch.
For sure. All right, so again, that's 5 total each side on that. And we got a few more exercises for this morning. Hopefully these have made you feel a little bit better, open some things up. Good to focus on this, especially on Sundays. All right, now we're gonna sit with our hands behind us. And we want both of our legs at 90-degree angles. So try to get our legs at 90-degree angles. And then with this foot that's down, we want to slowly open up. And we want to try to keep this knee down as long as possible. So you'll reach a point where this knee will have to come up. That's where you can switch. Now when you switch, you want your legs to look similar. So you want 90 degrees. They're called 90-90s. You want to keep your legs at this angle. And we're just rotating over each time. So try to keep it as open as you can. And we're just going back and forth. If that's too hard, you can just go one leg at a time, like this. But ideally, you want to do both. So do about 5 there. And if you want to make this a little bit harder, you can lose your hand support. So that's going to make it a little bit harder to do. And again, we want to keep this distance as far as we can. So this is going to be a little bit more complicated. If you have to stay here, that's totally fine. And then the most advanced variation of this is when you get here, is to come up and do a slight bridge. So we're coming up. And come up. You should really feel it in the hip flexor on this one. Now after this, we're going to do some shoulders really quick, and then that'll be it. All right, so now moving into shoulders. First exercise is going to be laying on our stomach. We're going to lay on our stomach for all these. Want to bring our arms up, keep the head in line, and we're just going to extend out overhead. So we're going to go, you think your elbows, your arms are in a W, and then they're going to a Y. So we want to go slow and controlled here for 10 reps. Here we go. Yeah. There you go. 10 total reps here. And then last one is going to be putting our arms out ahead of us, and we want to try to touch behind if we can. If we can't get that far, that's okay. If we can just get to right there, that's fine. We want to engage our back the whole time here and try to really work on that range of motion. You'll feel it in your back and your shoulders on this for sure. And that's a wrap on our mobility workout today. Again, every weekend we have 10:30 workouts on Saturdays, mobilities on Sundays. I appreciate all you guys joining. We'll be back here probably for some workouts throughout the week. Sometimes I go live, but definitely next weekend at 10:30. Woo!